Hi friends. So today I got an opportunity to have a one-on-one with one of the department heads who recently returned to our department. And it was just kind of to get to know each other, figure out what we're doing, to figure out each other's values and motivations, goals within the company. It was productive, it was great, and I was really happy with it. Uh, they asked me this one question at the end though that made me really think. Um, and they wanted to know if I wanted them to point out when I was doing something that was considered, I guess, slightly wrong or inappropriate uh, in a more conservative for people who are more conservative. Uh, eh, just little actions, wordings, or behavior that I do. And they asked me, of course, with I don't even have to say that they asked me with good intentions because it's obvious. But they wanted, they said this because they noticed me doing it sometimes, and they felt that maybe people around me may not point these things out as much to me because of who I am as a future company owner of the company, and they were willing to do these point it out if I wanted them to. And so and and they also explain even further that uh, internally it may be okay, but in their opinion, in the future, when I be, get to a higher position or become the owner and begin meeting the heads of other companies and vendors and customers, that uh, more conservative individuals may judge me for some of my wordings. And for example, one of the things they were mentioning was that when in Japanese, when you're having a conversation, maybe in English you would give visual feedback where as you listen you nod, but in Japan you give verbal feedback. So you would go or hai, and I guess saying is very more childish or inappropriate towards your elders for conservative people. And I should be saying height, height every time. Uh, I guess for me, that's really extreme a little bit. I think just showing that I'm listening and giving feedback is enough. That should be the point, not how whether I'm using the right intonation words for the feedback. And I guess the old me would have just been like, no, like if that's what you care about, not the fact that I'm listening to you and trying to do business with you, I'm not interested. If you're going to judge someone for something that small and not look at their character or their business output, but focus on that, it is just not worth doing business with you. Um, that was definitely what I would have thought in the past 5 years ago before I came here to Japan. But I guess now I understand people have biases. Sometimes those conservative people, that was their whole life. They can't help it if they notice that. So I'm down to help and learn, and I guess I don't want to say play the game, but yeah, put on the mask that would keep the peace and continue the bring the business to a better direction. Um, anyways, so that was the reason why they wanted to ask me if I wanted them to point these things out. And so the me now, very open to that feedback. Yes, of course I want to hear. And yes, there may be things that I didn't realize people weren't pointing out to me. So having this more senior person point these things out, regardless of who I am, would be very beneficial to everyone. But at the same time, the one thing that made me think, and this is the main topic I wanted to talk about today, I guess, was that one of my goals is to change the culture internally. And I was a little bit worried about having this individual point these things out in front of everyone every step of the way, because that's not the culture I want to make internally. I don't want people to not speak anymore or become this complete soldier who can only say height, height, when showing that you're listening. I just want a free flow of conversation. The point of conversation is to pass on information and get things done. I want that to be the focus, not how you're talking. Sometimes it's important, I understand that, but I don't want it to be as strenuous and stressful as that. So I was worried about having them pointing these things out in front of everyone and then me correcting and becoming the soldier person might be counterintuitive to the culture building I'm trying to do. And I explained this to this individual too. Very open conversation. I told them I wanted them to do the feedback, but at the same time, this was what I was worried about. And they understood, and they repeated again that they were only asking me if I wanted them to, because if I didn't want them to, they wouldn't do it. And so they were also saying that it was very smaller little things. It's not that they wanted me to change my values and what I want the company to become. It's just they thought that these behaviors I need to train now before, so that I'm able to do it unconsciously in the future and turn it on, and I should practice now. And so having this conversation, I felt a lot more comfortable. They also mentioned that they don't always have to do it in front of everyone too. It's just that when they notice, they'll let me know, maybe in private. And so I was very grateful, and I said, of course, please, yes, please. And so I think it was very productive. We both understood the background and why they were asking me and why I was kind of thinking. And having understood that, we got to a point where we could agree on how the feedback would happen and that it would happen. Anyways, I was happy with the result. The one-on-one was very productive, and that's what I was thinking about today. Anyways, a bit long, but thanks for listening. I'll catch you guys up again another time. Bye.